Hi, and welcome to Peer Support Facilitator Training Lesson 1. Today, we're going to explore the crucial role of the facilitator in peer support groups. As a facilitator, you serve as the backbone of peer support groups. Your role is to provide structure, foster trust, and create an environment where caregivers can feel supported and understood. Imagine this: a participant comes to their first peer support meeting. They're nervous, overwhelmed, and not sure if anyone can truly understand what they're going through. But then they meet the facilitator, someone who gets it. That connection can make all the difference. And that's what we'll focus on today: how facilitators can use their lived experience, communication skills, and leadership to inspire and guide their group. One of the most valuable assets a facilitator can bring to the table is their lived experience. This shared experience builds relatability and trust. For example, let's say a facilitator has cared for a loved one with dementia. They can share personal stories about navigating healthcare systems, handling behavioral challenges, and even dealing with their own stress. These stories are powerful because they resonate deeply with participants. Caregivers are more likely to open up when they know someone else has truly been there. It creates a bond, and it makes the advice and guidance feel credible. It's not just theory, it's experience in action. Now let's talk about communication, the center of effective facilitation. First, there's active listening. Active listening is more than just nodding along when someone speaks. It's an intentional effort to not only hear what someone is saying, but to fully understand and engage with them. This type of listening involves paying attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues, asking thoughtful questions, and responding with empathy and clarity. For example, if a caregiver shares that they're feeling overwhelmed, you could say, "It sounds like you're facing a tough situation. What options have you considered so far?" Next, ask open-ended questions to stimulate discussion. Instead of asking, "Are you stressed?" you could ask, "What's been the most challenging part of your caregiving journey this week?" And of course, empathy is crucial. Caregivers need to feel that their emotions are valid. Phrases like, "I understand how hard this must be for you," or simply, "You're doing a great job," can go a long way in building rapport. In addition to communication, facilitators need strong leadership skills. As a facilitator, it's your job to make sure everyone has a chance to speak. If some participants are quieter, gently invite them to share. For example, you might say, "I'd love to hear your perspective on this. What's worked for you?" Disagreements might arise, and that's okay. Your role is to guide the group toward productive solutions. For instance, if two participants have different opinions, you could say, "It sounds like you're both coming from different experiences. Let's focus on what we can learn from each other's perspectives." Finally, adapt to the group's needs. If the group expresses interest in focusing on a specific topic, like self-care, adjust your session plans accordingly. Now let's dive into the practical side of the facilitator's role. As a facilitator, your responsibilities fall into three main categories: organizing meetings, guiding discussions, and sharing resources. Your first task is to ensure consistency by planning and scheduling regular sessions. Caregivers need to know they can rely on these meetings. For example, you might meet every third Tuesday at 3 p.m. Sending out reminders can increase participation. A good facilitator encourages participation, keeps conversations focused, and ensures confidentiality. This helps build trust. If, for instance, one person dominates the discussion, you can gently redirect by saying something like, "That's a great point. Let's hear from someone else about their experience." It's also your role to connect participants with relevant tools and information. You're not expected to be an expert. You'll find resources on the peer support section of our website, ceal.sdsu.edu, and our staff is here to provide additional guidance when needed. So how do you know if your group is successful? You can measure success through participant feedback, attendance, and behavioral changes. Regularly ask participants how they feel about the sessions. Having an informal discussion with questions like, "What do you find most helpful?" can provide valuable insights. Consistent attendance is a strong indicator of engagement. If attendance drops, it might mean you need to reassess the format or topics. Also, look for improvements in stress levels and overall well-being. You'll start seeing the benefits when participants share that they've started using techniques discussed in the group. These metrics help you evaluate the program's impact and identify areas for improvement. To wrap up, I want to emphasize how using your lived experience, effective communication, and leadership skills can create a space where caregivers feel seen and supported. So as you step into this role, think about how you will inspire others, and in Lesson 2, you'll learn more about building trust and managing discussions.